Hello, greetings mga ka-spacers natin out there from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And lahat ng ating mga ka-spacers worldwide and netwide. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. This is your ka-spacer and space commander, Professor Jun Cajigal, welcoming you mga ka-spacers to another online telescope viewing. This time my telescope is pointed at the waxing crescent moon at about 40% illumination. And today mga ka-spacers is March 9, 2022. Alright, so 10% na lang, papunta na po tayo sa first quarter. So ang waxing crescent is an intermediate phase of the moon that starts after the new moon and lasts until the first quarter. And by the way mga ka-spacers, ang first quarter po ay bukas. So we will be waiting for a few more hours, then first quarter na po mga ka-spacers. It means that the amount of illuminated surface of the moon is increasing up to 50%. So bukas po, no, in a few hours from now, 50% illuminated na yung buwan. So ayan na po yung first quarter moon natin. Pero nasa crescent phase pa rin tayo. So ang crescent phase refers to the moon shape. Kung again, mapapansin po ninyo mga ka-spacers, ang shape po ng buwan ay parang kinagat na cookie or parang boat or parang banana. Alright, so samahan niyo po ako mga ka-spacers in the next 30 minutes dito po sa ating online telescope viewing of the waxing crescent moon at 40% illumination. Alright, and ngayon pong gabi, i-feature ko po yung tatlong craters na hanggang dito po kahit hindi magnified yung image natin ay kitang-kita po. No, ito yung tatlong craters na magkakadikit, yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina craters. So in a few minutes po mga ka-spacers, we will be magnifying the image of the moon and doon natin makikita in detail yung tatlong craters na yan, yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina craters. Alright, so bago po tayo magpatuloy mga ka-spacers, please like and share this online telescope viewing so that we could reach more people, especially po yung mga estudyante, so that we would inspire them to love the sciences, lalong-lalo na po yung astronomy. Alright, and also please like and share our Facebook page, the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers, and also yung Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. So hanggang dito po tayo sa ating online telescope viewing. Hindi pa po tayo pwedeng mag face-to-face public telescope viewing dahil sa banta ng COVID-19. And itong ginagawa namin is we are bringing the telescope to you mga ka-spacers, no, at the comforts of your own homes. Ayan po. Okay, so siguro sa moon facts muna tayo before we proceed to our magnified image of the waxing crescent moon. Alright, so ang buwan po natin ay nag-orbit siya sa mundo natin. The moon orbits the earth every 27 days and it also takes approximately 27 days for the moon to rotate on its axis. So halos pare po, di ba? So the moon orbits the earth once every 27 days and it also takes 27 days for the moon to rotate once on its axis. So ang tawag po dyan ay synchronous rotation. And because of this synchronous rotation or tidal locking between the moon and the earth, we see only one side of the moon. Yun ang tinatawag natin na near side. So ito po yung nakikita natin lagi, no? Parang walang parang nakakasawa dahil yan na lang yung nakikita natin, no? Yung near side. Alright, so yung far side, hindi po natin nakikita yan. But the far side of the moon was first observed by humans in 1959 when the unmanned Soviet Luna 3 mission orbited the moon and photographed it. Alright po, so ayan yung ating far side of the moon that was first observed in 1959 by the unmanned Soviet Luna 3. No, yung mga Russian, sila yung unang nakakita niyan. Alright, and the moon's albedo is only 0.10. Ang ibig lang sabihin ng albedo yung amount of light reflected from a heavenly body. Alright, so eto na po mga ka-spacers. So here is the magnified image of the moon. And kitang-kita po yung tatlong craters na yan na magkakadikit. Alright, so ayan yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina craters. Alright. So, ayan po, 'di ba? Ang ganda mga ka-spacers, ang gandang tignan yung tatlong magkakadikit na craters na 'yan, no? Alright, so some facts about these three craters. So, yung crater na Catarina is 100 kilometers in diameter and about 3.1 kilometers deep. Its rough, irregularly contoured wall hosts the smaller impact marks, and Catarina is clearly the most eroded and the oldest of the three. Alright, so ayan po, yun ang Catarina. Okay, yung gitna naman po is Cyrillus. Yan, mamaya babalikan po natin ulit yung tatlo. So itong mga dark patches na nakikita nyo, ayan po yung mga lunar plains or Marias. Because early sailors thought that yung mga dark patches na yan were bodies of water. Kaya ang binigay na pangalan sa kanila ay Maria, which is the Latin for seas. Alright, so imagine niyo po mga ka-spacers na para po tayo naka-orbit. No? We are inside the Apollo spacecraft orbiting the moon. Ayan po ulit yung tatlo. Alright, so ulitin ko po yung kwentuhan natin about those three craters. And minove ko na naman yung telescope dito. Yan, so nakikita nyo po yung mga bright areas na yan. Those bright areas are lunar highlands and impact craters. So yan, kitang-kitang isang damakmak na craters, no, dito sa area na to ng buwan. Alright, so ang ganda, curve na curve po yung terminator. So yung terminator is the imaginary line separating the lighted part from the unlit part of the moon. Ayan po, so medyo shaky lang po yung image natin kasi yung tripod, medyo mahangin po kasi. Mahangin na ngayon, so medyo nauuga po yung ating telescope, kaya medyo shaky. Alright, so ito yung parang wavy thing sa ating image. Ayan po yung ano ng atmosphere. Alright, so ayan po, no? So comment lang po kayo kung kayo'y na-amaze, kayo'y nahihiwagaan sa ating pinapakitang lunar image ngayong gabi, March 9, 2022. Alright. Ayan po itong kabilang side naman ng waxing crescent moon natin. Ayan, so again yung mga dark patches na yan ay mga patag yan, mga lunar plains. So again, akala nila dagat yan, but actually those dark areas are solidified pools of ancient basaltic lava. Okay, so again po mga ka-spacers, comment po kayo, comment down below kung meron po kayong mga reactions or comments, or kung may mga tanong kayo about our lunar image tonight, just feel free to type in your questions or your comments, reactions in our comment section below. Okay, ayan po mga ka-spacers. So ayan po yung ating magnified image of the waxing crescent moon featuring yung tatlong craters na nasa gitna. No, yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina. Ayan, medyo shaky lang. Ito po yung telescope pala mga ka-spacers na ginamit ko, yung nasa taas ng ating camera. Ayan po ay Maizar 70mm long tube refracting telescope. Okay, so ayan, ang ganda po yung mga malalaking craters na yan. So yan po yung mga patag na yan, yung mga dark areas. Yan nasa gitna po is the Sea of Tranquility, kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. So mga ka-spacers, we would like to hear from you. Mag-comment po kayo or mag-react po kayo sa ating online telescope viewing. At ikalat po natin itong online telescope viewing para makita naman po ng mga kabataan at ma-amaze sila sa ganda ng ating only natural satellite, which is our moon. Alright, so ayan po, binabalik ko po ulit sa tatlong craters na yun kasi yun ang ating fini-feature ngayong gabi. Yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina. Alright, yung nasa gitna po is the Cyrillus crater, which is 98 kilometers in diameter and 3.1 kilometers deep. Ayan po yan, yung tatlo. Yung nasa gitna is the Cyrillus crater, and yung youngest of the three is Theophilus, no, which is 100 kilometers in diameter and 3.2 kilometers deep. Alright, so ayan po yung ating featured lunar craters, yung Cyrillus, Theophilus, and Catarina. Alright, so sana po nagustuhan niyo yung ating magnified image of our waxing crescent moon ngayong gabi, March 9, 2022. And the moon is 40% illuminated. Yan, so in a few hours po hanggang bukas, mag-first quarter na yan. Okay, 10% na lang first quarter na po. Okay, so ayan po. So again, kung may mga katanungan kayo about our lunar image tonight, or kung may mga reactions kayo, mag-comment po kayo sa ating comment section below. Alright, and shout out sa mga officers and crew of the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers headed by Miss Angeline Kilang. And shout out po sa mga kasama ko from the Manila Street Astronomers, lalong-lalo na kay Sir Christopher Lu, and sa mga kaibigan ko from the Philippine Astronomical Society. Shout out din sa mga astronomy enthusiasts out there na nanonood, lalo na si Sir Kenzo Saito. Ayan, so maganda po yung kanyang pinost, no, na ginagawa niyang parang technique on how to photograph the moon using his DSLR camera. Alright, so shoutout sa inyo Sir Kenzo Saito and sa lahat ng mga astronomy enthusiasts out there, kina Mr. Jesse James De Jesus and sa mga kasama niya po. Alright, so dun sa mga nakamiss sa ating magnified image of the waxing crescent moon, in a few minutes ima-magnify natin ulit siya. Okay. Alright po. So, itong waxing crescent phase ng moon, again nasa na po tayo, papunta na po tayo ng first quarter. So, this is an intermediate phase of the moon that starts after the new moon and lasts until the first quarter. So, ang ibig lang sabihin nitong waxing crescent that the amount of illuminated surface of the moon is increasing hanggang 50%. So, pag 50% na, yun na yung first quarter. And yung word na crescent refers to the moon shape, yung shape po ng ating buwan na nakikita nyo sa ating screen, which is the face na para siyang curve like a banana, para siyang saging, or para siyang kinagat na cookie, or para siyang bangka. Alright, and ito po yung telescope na ginamit ko in our lunar imaging tonight, which is a MISAR 70mm refracting telescope na long tube. And ito po mga ka-spacers, no, konting kwento lang, itong telescope na ito ay nabili ko lang sa halagang 1,000 pesos sa isang Japan surplus shop. Alright, and sira po yan actually, inayos ko lang po, inayos ko yung eyepiece, inayos ko po yung tripod, and napakaganda naman po ng image, no? Ito yung nakikita nyo po ngayon na napaka-sharp ng image na binibigay nitong MISAR long tube refracting telescope. Yan, kasi maganda, gusto ko yung mga long tube, bihira na po kasi yung mga long tube refractors na yan, parang vintage na po yan. So very rare, buti nakahanap ako ng ganyan. Alright, so pag sinabi nating refractors, ito po yung mga telescopes that uses lenses to produce a magnified image of the distant object. Okay, so ayan po yung ating ginamit para dito sa ating lunar imaging tonight. Alright, so again ang fini-feature po natin mga ka-spacers itong tatlong craters na nakikita nyo po ngayon, no? At mamaya ima-magnify natin yung ating lunar image. Itong Theophilus crater, Cyrillus, and Catarina crater. Alright, so in order po tayo yung Theophilus dito sa bandang left side, then papuntang right na Theophilus, Cyrillus yung nasa gitna, and Catarina. Alright, so yung Catarina po is 100 kilometers in diameter and about 3.1 kilometers deep. Alright, it is rough, irregularly contoured wall hosts the smaller impact marks. Catarina is clearly the most eroded and thus the oldest of the three, yung Catarina po. Yung middle crater naman po is Cyrillus, which is 98 kilometers in diameter and only 3.1 kilometers deep. Although its inner slopes are more prominent and it gives the crater a deeper impression. Alright, and yung youngest of the three is Theophilus, which is 100 kilometers in diameter and about 3.2 kilometers deep. It is in itself a spectacular formation. The outer edges surrounding the crater rise by about 1.2 kilometers. So medyo yung ano niya, yung rim, no, medyo mataas po above the level of the outer roundedness of the crater. The outer edges form a kind of fortification na parang intramuros, parang wall kasi mataas po siya, with steep and sloping walls created by the debris of the impact. Alright, so again, all the craters, most of them are formed from impact of asteroids, comets, and meteorites. Alright, so ayan po mga ka-spacers yung ating lunar imaging of the waxing crescent moon. At about 40% po ito, 40% illumination. Alright, and again po makikita nyo sa ating lunar image that the moon is scarred by millions of these craters. And nakikita nyo po na kahit hindi siya magnified. And these impact craters, yan yung, kahit yung tatlo na yan, yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina, they are caused by asteroids, comets, and meteorites. Kasi po walang atmosphere ang buwan. Kung meron, ano lang siya, exosphere na super nipis, no? Literally halos walang atmosphere po yung buwan. And since there is no atmosphere on the moon, wala po siyang protection from the bombardments of these potential impactors. Ito po yung mga asteroids, comets, and meteorites. Unlike here on Earth kasi may atmosphere po tayo, pag dumadating itong mga impactors na ito, they burn up, no, in our atmosphere, except yung talagang malalaki. Alright, so ito po ulit. Ito na yung huling magnified image natin of the waxing crescent moon. And ayan po yung tatlong magagandang craters. Ayan, so yung Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Catarina. Alright, so comment po kayo kung anong reaction nyo dun sa tatlong craters na yan. Alright, so yan, may makikita kayong mga dark patches sa ating magnified image. So yung dark patches na yan are lunar plains. Okay, ang tawag po dyan ay Marias or seas because again, early sailors thought that those dark patches were bodies of water. Kala nila dagat. Pero alam na natin yan na those dark patches are solidified pools of ancient basaltic lava that was formed when the moon was still volcanic millions of years ago. Ayan po, and talagang isang damakmak na craters ang makikita natin. No, ganda talaga. Ako po hindi ako nagsasawa personally kahit ilang beses ko na yan po nakita. Talagang I always see something new. No? Pag nag-online telescope viewing o kahit na talagang actual viewing ng eyepiece, no, ng telescope. Alright, so ayan po yung ating, yan yung mga patag na yan. Those are lunar plains. And yung mga bright areas are lunar highlands and impact craters. So ayan po ulit yung tatlo. Ayan, nakikita nyo. Ayan, you see Theophilus, Cyrillus, and Katarina. Magnificent, no? Ayan, so ito yung mga bright areas. Those are lunar highlands and impact craters. Ayan, so comment po kayo kung ano yung inyong reactions or inyong mga comments. We would like to hear from you mga ka-spacers. Mag-comment lang po kayo sa ating lunar image tonight. Yan, and in a few hours po, bukas sa March 10, we will be viewing the first quarter moon. Okay. Ayan po yung isang side ng ating waxing crescent. Yan, ililipat ko yung telescope mamaya doon sa kabila. Alright, talagang di ako nagsasawa. So just imagine mga ka-spacers that you are on board the Apollo spacecraft and kunyari you are orbiting the moon. No, yan lagi po yung iniisip ko pag nag-telescope ako ng buwan. Ini-imagine ko po na ako'y nakasakay sa Apollo spacecraft and I am orbiting the moon. Ayan, ito naman po yung kabilang side. Ayan, so kita po yung mga patag, yung mga lunar plains or Marias. Ayan, ang ganda. And ito po yung malapit po dyan yung Sea of Tranquility kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. Ayan, alright. Yan yung mga mga dark patches na yan. Those are solidified pools of ancient basaltic lava. Alright, and ayan, ang ganda po. What do you think mga ka-spacers, di ba? Kahit ako nakikita ko yan pag kasi may telescope po ako. Pero po kayo po mga ka-spacers, you don't see this every day. No? So kaya ngayon ang aming advocacy dito sa Vedan Society of Young Astronomers and yan ang aming advocacy sa Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. We are bringing the telescope to you kahit na ganitong online setup po tayo. Alright? So you are viewing the moon at the comforts of your own homes. Alright? Ayan, di ba parang it's like going into another world, di ba? Ayun po yung buwan, no? The moon is the gateway to the stars. Alright, the moon is the gateway to the planets in our solar system. Kaya nga it's proper na yun muna po tayo, we have to return to the moon. Kasi pwede po tayong mag-establish ng lunar base and from there sa lunar base na yan pwede tayo mag-assemble ng spacecraft na pwedeng pumunta sa Mars and beyond. Alright, so instead na maglo-launch tayo ng mga rockets dito sa Earth na napakagastos, doon po dapat sa buwan kasi maliit lang po yung gravity. No? And yung spacecraft na gagawin dyan i-assemble, hindi naman kailangan na streamline kasi wala namang atmosphere. Alright, so it's fitting that we first return to the moon, establish a lunar base, and because of that, the moon is the gateway to the planets and the stars. Alright. Ayan po. So ayan po yung, ito nasa gitna po yung Sea of Tranquility and po kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. And ito po ulit yung tatlong craters na napakaganda. No? Theophilus, Cyrillus, yung nasa gitna yung Cyrillus and Katarina. Okay, yan, kitang-kita pa pati yung shadow, lalo na yung Theophilus crater na mataas kasi yung rim niyan, no? Parang fortification, parang intramuros kung nasan po yung PLM. Alright, so ayan po. So comment lang po kayo mga ka-spacers kung anong inyong mga comments, reactions, or kung may mga tanong kayo about our lunar image tonight. Ayan po, that's our magnified image of the waxing crescent moon at 40% illumination. So today po is March 9, 2022. So sana po nagustuhan niyo po yung ating lunar imaging ngayon. Okay, so again po mga ka-spacers, no, pakiusap lang. So please like and share this online telescope viewing of our waxing crescent moon para naman po makita ng mga maraming tao, lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante. Kasi yun po talaga yung aming advocacy, no. We would like to inspire the youth, no, para ma-engage naman sila sa siyensya. Not only astronomy pero sa siyensya. Kasi talaga po mga ka-spacers, we need scientists lalo na ngayon, no, at meron tayong crisis sa enerhiya because of what's happening, yung conflict sa Ukraine and Russia. So siguro we need to look for alternative sources of energy. So that's why we need scientists like you mga ka-spacers. Alright, so siguro doon na tayo papunta sa alternative sources of energy. Alright, solar, geothermal, hydroelectric, and siguro possibly nuclear. So kailangan natin pag-aralan yan, yung mga alternative sources of energy. Other than fossil fuel, dapat umalis na tayo dyan sa fossil fuel source of energy. Right? Kasi non-renewable yan, mauubos din yan mga ka-spacers. So siguro dapat ito na yung panahon na talagang pasiglayin natin ang science and technology dito sa Pilipinas. And ito po yung aming maliit na paraan para ma-inspire po natin yung mga kabataan. Kayo po, mga kabataan, kayo. Alright po. So pakikalat po itong ating online telescope viewing of our waxing crescent moon. Okay, so hanggang dito na lang po tayo. Marami pong salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik, lalo na po yung mga nanonood ngayon. Maraming salamat po sa pagsama ninyo sa akin sa ating online telescope viewing. And again, lagi ko pong sinasabi, we are bringing the telescope to you mga ka-spacers. Alright, so please like and share our Facebook page, the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers. Ayan po, para marami pa ho tayong ma-inspire, lalong-lalo na po yung mga kabataan. Please like and share also yung Facebook page ng Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas. Okay? And also, please like and share po yung aking Facebook page, yung Ka-Spacers TV channel on Facebook. Alright, so hanggang dito na lang po tayo mga ka-spacers. So pakikalat lang po itong online telescope viewing natin. And sana po nagustuhan nyo po itong image ng ating waxing crescent moon sa pamamagitan ng ating telescope na ito na nasa taas po yung picture. Ayan po yung ating MISAR 70mm long tube refracting telescope. And by the way, bago tayo magtapos, shout out kay Mr. Maurice Stewart from Sky Viewers International. Yan, kasi na-interview po niya ako a couple of days back. Alright, so sana panoorin niyo po yung interview na yan on YouTube, sa aking YouTube channel, The Science Guy Professor Jun Cajigal. Alright po mga ka-spacers, so this is your ka-spacer and space commander Professor Jun Cajigal saying, live long and prosper. Alright, so maraming salamat po and sana clear yung skies bukas para makapag-lunar imaging po tayo ng first quarter moon. Ayan po, marami tayong makikita again mga craters and sana maispatan natin yung lunar X and lunar V. Alright, so thank you po mga ka-spacers. Stay safe and hindi pa ho tapos ang pandemya kahit na alert level 1. Lagi po tayong mag-iingat. Okay po, so see you in my next online telescope viewing. Maraming salamat po. Ayan, enjoyin niyo po yung ating image of the waxing crescent moon.